So long story short, instead of being pretty much average height and of middle intelligence, he was huge and he had different types of armor, most notably the sharp spikes on his shoulders. He had furs. He was taller than most I've ever seen. And he seemed to be able to communicate with others, including humans. So,
although he did need a translator.
He did have a translator, but he seemed to be able to communicate in a way in which humans could understand. There were also many Ordor within the horde, which he would work with. And when he left, it was out of this giant, almost warlike tent that seemed to impose this leadership with him.
Yeah, and it's...
The council's listening intently as you say this. And then you hear a voice from the other side of the hearth. And the voice says, "Did you see a banner? Did you see a symbol?"
I feel like we did.
I feel like, I don't know if this is true, I feel like it was something with a skull. I feel like it was something like that.
I would have remembered something with a skull.
I agree.
You were saying this out loud because your characters don't have telepathic communication.
Yeah, that's really true.
Now you hear the footsteps of the person on the other side of the hearth coming around the hearth. And when they emerge, the firelight flickering on them reveals to you a man who looks like he's probably in his 60s.
Ooh, classic.
He has a shaved head and a powerful white mustache. And you notice that his ears, his nose, his lips are all pierced. He's wearing a fur vest, and his arms are covered in tattoos, just sleeved all the way down through his fingers. He has like ornate rings on every finger. And his chest, like every piece of exposed flesh that you see is tattooed.
I want to be you.
And he stands actually much taller than most Suenist. Like he looks like he's about 6'6", which you might expect to see a Kroni of that height, but this is a Suenist man. And he comes around the corner looking at you, and he sees you two, and he sees you, and he sees you, and he says, "A symbol, a banner, a skull. What did the skull look like? Was it the skull of a man?" And actually, at that point, as he's asking you these questions, and you guys are kind of looking bewildered, the other elder says, "Tenzin, what is it that you think this is?" And Tenzin says, "My people keep stories of long ago." He says, "In the past, there have been many hordes who served under many banners and standards."
Do you know of a banner that has a black circle on red background? Yes! Let's go!
He says, "How do you know this symbol?" And his eyes go wide and the fire dances in his eyes as he looks at you.
Cook.
I am a priest and I had a vision. I saw it in a vision. I have not seen it.
Where are you from, priest?
I am from as far north as you can go. Well, as far north as people can go.
In Suenist, he says, "Is he a holy man?" And he's staring at you, but in Suenist, he says this to you two.
I'm gonna say respond in Suenist. I'm gonna say yes.
Yes. He prays.
He says, "I will speak with them." He looks to the council and he's like, "I will speak with them. Come." And you guys, he turns, he doesn't even wait for you. He just turns and starts walking towards the door.
I'm following.
As we're walking, and like as soon as Tenzin kind of rounds a corner, I cast message. "Please don't panic. I am sent by a messenger of Savak Voku. I would like to speak in private whenever we can." And he can respond. I don't know why I was counting
In a low whisper, He says,
This is telepathically, so he doesn't have to say it out loud.
he says, I knew this day would come. Which one of your characters would have actually seen the banner?
Up close and personal.
I mean,
And it was nighttime.
Well, yeah.
I was.
And you were looking at this from a distance.
But there was a giant campfire.
Outside of the campfire, you saw part of a skull.
Could I tell human or not?
It looked human, but there was other details that you weren't able to grasp.
I mean, I was
Color
looking at the
palette?
encampment while we were like kind of like doing the not negotiation, the handover of the stuff. So I was kind of like, I was definitely like kind of trying to spot like any details. I didn't say this in the moment though, so I don't know if that counts.
What was the? Could I tell the colors? That could be important.
So it was a white skull on a field of black, but there was other stuff that you can't quite pinpoint.
Okay.
It seems to you that the skull was human-ish, but there were other details that you couldn't pinpoint. And there was something else. The way that the person was holding the banner was not right to you. It was like they were holding it upside down, and there was like something dangling from the skull. Like you think maybe from afar it could have been like hair or horns or something, but there were like things coming out from the skull, and it seemed odd to you that the person would be holding it upside down.
Like snakes, maybe.
Like organs.
So again, now this is just I'm telling you as players, this is what you're able to recall.
Okay.
You have not shared this with Tenzin. So
I will begin sharing this with Tenzin. It was a human-appearing skull on a black backdrop, and they were holding the banner upside down in like a weird way, and there was something dangling off it.
why would they be holding this upside down, dangling? He says, I do not know this symbol, but death is often associated with different tribes of Ordura. It would not be uncommon to see some symbol like this. But you think human, yes? Mm-hmm. Not a skull of something greater.
As far as I could tell, human, but there was definitely something else on there. I just couldn't see it.
Very long ago, generations ago, there were many coalitions and factions of those who would seek to bring ruin to all of Arakazein. It is quite disturbing that there could be a horde, as you have seen, strong enough to defeat Merton's army. And if indeed they are strong enough, they could take the keep. The other noble lords in the Old Dominion must know of this. It is why the council sent word to neighboring villages.
And I reach into my bag and pull out the scroll of the Savak scroll. I said, I was told to give you this.
He takes the scroll and he carefully unfurls it. He holds it up and he says, it is in the ancient tongue. I do not know this script. And he gingerly passes it over to you. He says, but there may be some who do.
Oh, I touched it.
Am not versed in the old script, the ancient language. There are few who are. There is a way, though, perhaps. It is dangerous, and I am old. I do not know that I could go by myself. But perhaps if you are willing to accompany me, we could go to the pool.
I would be happy to.
The where? What?
As in the foothills to the southwest, in the convergence of 3 large hills, there is a pool fed by a spring. has been there since the time of my grandfather's grandfather. It is said that this pool contains the purest water, blessed by the gods themselves, and oftentimes reflecting upon it can lead to answers. He said, I will pray when we arrive there for insight into this.
The pool, is it considered holy, or are we allowed to swim in there?
I don't think we're supposed
It
to
is
swim.
very holy.
Okay.
Oh, we can get it dirty. I'm gonna get it dirty.
I
It
was tempted.
says, you will accompany me there.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
You should know that the foothills are very dangerous. Then you guys depart from Tenzin's cottage. You do that, and like a moment later, you see like the person tug on the reins, and the horse stops. The wagon comes to like a slow stop.
Hello.
You guys walking.
I'm
towards-
walking over.
Yeah.
I'm pulling Midwestern. I'm greeting them.
All right. When you get around to like the side, you see the person like pull the hood back, and you see not a Suenist.
Damn it!
You see a man who is very pale-skinned, kind of like a northerner, with black curly hair, like mid-range, not like a fro, but like mid-range kind of black curly hair, clean shaven, not even like a shadow, like almost like the smooth skin of like a young boy, but he looks like he's like in his 20s. And he has, like, underneath his like boring gray cloak, he has like a extremely colorful like blouse, like poofy sleeves and like poofy shoulder, and it's very colorful. And he's wearing like not one but like 2 silk scarves around his neck, and he has like a gold chain with like 3 different pendants, and he's wearing like poofy pants that are also like very vibrant and colorful, and he's wearing like soft leather shoes that like curl up at the tips, and none of the colors in his ensemble match. Like it's the most clashing color scheme and patterns of all, but he's very well embellished, and like on his fingers are like rings on each finger, like silver and gold with different gemstones, and like none of his outfit coordinates at all.
I don't
And,
know.
and he's holding the reins, and he's in Suenist, he says, well, hello there. He says, I was not expecting to see anyone of our people here. And then he looks to you two, and in Dominion he says, greetings, friends.
Bye.
Hello.
He says, I'm pleased to come upon a village that has not yet been besieged by the horde.
So you've
He says, it is safe here in this village?
That's
So far,
now.
where have you been? We just
Ah.
came here from
I
Dostoevsky's.
fled from the east, from Nikar. It is being
Aw.
attacked by a huge horde of men and some soldiers and some ordure.
Yeah, we got them.
I have come with ill tidings, unfortunately. It would seem that Merton's Keep has fallen, and now Nikar is being besieged.
You're too late to the party.
Speaking of which, what's up with the ensemble? You got a show later, or what? Just
says,
a Monday casual?
He says
Sunday
these,
best?
these are simply my travel clothes. My good clothes are in the carriage. He says,
travel.
you can recommend an inn for me?
We're actually heading to an inn right now. That's the only one we're newly here, so we're not the best to go off of. But you know, we're heading to an inn right now. So
You're from Nika?
Well, he says,
this well-traveled
I
man,
travel. I am a traveler.
well-traveled individual.
You were in Nika.
I was last in Nikar, yes.
Was it just attacked?
A great horde was amassing outside of Nikar. It seemed that they were coming from the northwest, near Merton's Keep. Many of the people fled. Some fled by river, across the river to Duat, but the remaining able-bodied men and women were forming the militia to defend the village.
How far apart is Merton's Keep and Nikar?
About 10 miles.
Would that be considered quick travel?
I think I get 15 miles.
We kind of, yeah.
For a whole like horde though.
Probably slower than us, but
You-
it's been a few days.
You when you guys last saw the horde, Dusty Fief, that's like 30 miles from Nikar.
I must say 30 days ago.
So could that horde have made it to Nikar in this amount of time? Yes, but that would have been very fast travel for a big horde.
Oh no.
That is worrying.
The man says, I would like to acquire a room in here if this village is safe.
Yes.
You have not seen any hordes
No,
coming this way.
not
Not
yet.
yet,
Just
but, you know.
the townspeople. You should seek an audience with the council to tell them what came of Nikar.
Yes.
I have a question. Just, did you see any banners of this horde?
He said, I did.
What did they look like?
It was strange. It was like a skull, but the teeth were pointy. And the skull had little bones coming off of it, like hair almost. But for some reason, the stupid Ordur holding the banner was holding it upside down.
Okay. Thank you. We've had run-ins with that horde before as well.
Ah,
That's all.
there was another banner as well.
Oh?
Yes.
What'd that look like?
Like,
Black circle?
yes.
Red background?
Yes. You have seen this?
Kind of.
In a way.
They were horsemen with great armor and weapons.
What did the armor look like? Did it look like it was pristine, or
was-
did it look patchy?
It looked very worn.
Like it was from the north.
Perhaps
Oh, was the skull human?
it was like a human skull, yes, but
Okay.
with fang
Oh, with fangs.
and bones coming off of the top, but it was upside down. I think these Ordur are not so smart, you know.
Well, we'll give them what they got. You should go inform
The council.
the council. You
Yes.
can walk with you if you want, or you can head on your own. I don't know.
Where is council can be found?
Big house.
Oh, thank you.
That way.
Yes. And he's like, may the roads be safe for you.
Thank you.
And you as well.
Kind of,
What's happening?
'Cause he's sitting at the booth now, right?
yes.
I'm gonna go up to him like when like a kid shows you like their drawing that they did. I'm like, is this what you saw?
He says, and in Suenist, he says, child, come sit with me.
Oh, I'm hanging out with a rich uncle later.
And he says, what have you drawn?
Sweet little me.
I drew the banner you were describing. The vampire looking
see.
one.
Let me
yes.
see. He's like a skull, some fangs.
And then I flip it upside
This
down.
looks like too much hair. It was not like this. It was 1, 2, 3. Cannot remember how many. Maybe 5 to 7 of them. But the hairs was not hairs. It was like little bones.
Oh, so it had like thickness to it.
Yes.
What's that?
He says, I remember something now. This is all in Suenist. He says, I remember something now. At the end of the long somethings, it was like little heads with fangs. He says, this is good, you are artistic. He says, how old are you? I look at your tattoos and piercings. You look, you are very young, child, yes?
Only 17.
Yes, he says, in time you will earn many, many honors. And your memories of each year will come to pass upon your flesh. He says, this is the way of your people.
Yes.
And then flash back to outside where you're trying to pick the lock on the door to the wagon. Let's go ahead and adjudicate that. The tumbler clicks and the door is unlocked. You start to open it slowly.
Like to see if it creeps.
There's no light inside. It's dark.
Oh, I can also see if there's. Can I see if there are traps? Yes, I can. It's an intelligence roll to find and disable traps.
What's your bonus to that?
+2.
Okay, I got it.
Oh, okay.
No, I got it.
Oh, okay.
I got it. You don't see any traps. You still want to open the door?
I kind of do. Like, I feel like this will be a learning experience of how not to live life. I'm gonna open the door.
Okay, you open the door.
Like, I'm gonna, like, if the door opens this way, I'm behind the door. So if something shoots at me, it hits the door first.
That makes total sense.
So I'm just gonna, like, open the door.
You open the door. Nothing shoots out. Nothing explodes.
Noxious gas.
You see, much like the outside, the inside was probably once an extremely elegant carriage with like upholstered benches that are like cushioned with like satin like fabric and it like, but it's like worn and kind of like there's like tears and stuff in some of the carriage. Like it looks just very tattered and old. And in between the two benches, like one on each side, on the floor, you just see like a medium-sized wooden chest, which also has a lock on it. The crow is staring at you.
Oh,
I just keep staring back at it. Like, what do... And... Is this an illusion?
Make an intelligence.
I cast See Illusion.
Okay.
It's a length of 50 feet.
It is not an illusion.
Okay.
It's a real crow. But it still looks at you.
can I close the door behind me so it's less obvious that there's someone in there?
You go in and close the door behind you?
Yeah.
It's dark.
Yo.
Extremely dark. There's no windows.
Actually, I didn't think this through. I already
You have
said
a
I
torch?
did. I don't think I do, actually.
Guess who has a torch?
Guess who's outside?
Yeah.
Do you want to take a few moments to light a torch?
No.
Okay. Smash cut back to the inside. You sit down at the booth with him, accepting his invitation.
Yes.
He, as he's like looking at your depiction and describing like the differences that he remembers, two serving kids come with platters of meat, steaming hot vegetables, like a cold cut tray with a loaf of bread and like wedges of cheese. And then the older of the two kids is like, sir, what would be your preference to drink? We have ale, mead, or wine. He says, I would like the wine, please. Thank you. The whole bottle with 2 goblets, one for this young guest of mine. And they run off. They come back later with an entire bottle of red wine and set down 2 goblets. He says, let us give thanks to the gods for this feast and for our lives today.
Yes.
I can't believe Amina ditched me.
Yeah. Sit in the corner drawing.
Make a wisdom roll.
Oh, that's good. 23.
Oh, okay. Like, it's, like I said, it's like, dinner time. It's still light out, so there's some light coming in through the windows. But at this point, like, the innkeeper's, servers have gone around and lit candles at every table. And there's a couple sconces that have candles on them, like on the support posts throughout the tavern. They light those. You notice, what was your roll?
23.
Yeah. So you notice, like, when the kid who's coming around with the candle to light the candles gets over to the corner booth, you see the gaudy man who's sitting with Amina, like, he goes, no, thank you. And he just, like, puts a hand out and gestures, and the kid is like, oh, sorry. Are you eating the food?
Well, it came from the kitchen.
Yes, it did. You saw it come from the kitchen.
I'm gonna take. Is there separate plates for us, or is it just one big platter?
No. There's platter. It's like family style. So there's just mountains of food on this big table that only you two are sitting at, and there's like plates and silverware and goblets for wine. He pours wine into your glass. He pours it into his own glass. He smells it, and he's like, this is not entirely terrible. And he takes a sip and he sets it down.
Is there like a comically large like turkey leg?
Yes.
I'm taking that.
There's like ham, chicken, turkey, beef, all sorts of vegetables. He starts like putting food onto his plate and he says, "Please help yourself. This is far too much for me to eat." But he says, "Do you think your friends would like to join us at my table?"
Yes, sorry, I got this. I got distracted.
I'm sitting on the other side of the room. I have like, I'm still like.
How long does your spell last?
It lasts, I think it lasts for a minute, but I can double check.
Okay. Are you lighting a light source or are you fumbling around in the dark?
I'm gonna say, oh hell no, and I'm gonna like crack open that door just enough so I have like
So you can see.
vague lighting.
Okay. You get a little light spilling
hell
through the
no.
door.
Okay.
You could see the chest. You could see a lock on the chest.
I know you want me to, but I want to look around and see if there's any shelves, if there's any bottles, what's in the bottles, if anything else besides. I will get to that chest. Don't you worry.
I will describe the simplicity of what you see on the interior.
Okay.
There are, as I said, 2 benches for people to sit in. It looks like you could probably sit 2 person on each bench. Upholstered, like, padded and satin fabric, like upholstered. Like wooden bottom, wooden frame, upholstered bench, upholstered back. In the middle, wooden chest. That is it.
So
No piles of clothes.
if I go to feel the upholstery, it is straight up upholstery. There's nothing like stuffed in there.
Go ahead and make a roll.
Okay.
To answer
Wait,
your
what's
question,
this be for?
You're searching things, right?
Yep.
Yes.
It's a minute per level, so it's 2 minutes.
All right, you're looking at the crow exclusively?
I'm kind of looking around real quickly, but like focusing on the crow.
Okay. What'd you get?
17.
You are feeling around and like the bench kind of like wiggles.
Can I scooch the bench?
The bench is hinged like a toilet seat. Like you can lift it up.
I'm lifting up the bench.
Okay.
Bats.
You lift up the bench
Like
and you
slowly.
see a sort of a sizable leather cloth. Leather or cloth? I guess cloth, like a thick sort of burlap cloth sack with like rope around it to seal it up in this bench.
I'm gonna open it.
Okay, you undo the rope,
Yep.
you open it up.
Yep.
An instantaneous waft of a smell hits you. It is the smell of rotting meat. It's hard for you to see because like the light's not coming in directly what is inside this bag, but it smells terrible, like you're gagging.
Oh, I don't like. I'm just gonna wrap it up and put it back.
Okay,
Can I see if the other one hinges too?
it does.
I'm opening the other one.
Okay, you open it. Make a dexterity roll.
It's always the third trap that gets you.
It escalated. Oh no. I can do math. That's a 19. What? Yes, it is.
All right, fine.
Plus 3
A dart shoots out past you. You barely dodge it, and it embeds basically in the ceiling of the wagon, in the arched ceiling of the wagon. You see something's dripping from the dart.
Oh.
As you look inside the bench with very dim lighting, you see that there's something in there, but you can't quite see what it is because you don't have enough light. You feel something slightly metallic. You feel something that's like taut, like you can't pull it out. You're like pulling on it. It's like bolted or nailed in.
Ah, dang it. But can I like feel around it to get the shape of it?
Yes.
See if it's like a
seems
tool of some
like a
sort?
metallic kind of curved thing, and then you feel like a taut something that's very taut, connecting the two things, and then something longer and wooden maybe, and you can feel like something like the wooden part has like a groove, and it seems to go further in.
I'm beyond baffled.
But you can't see what you're looking at. You're kind of fumbling.
Okay, well, I'm gonna
dark.
close that. I'm gonna grab a piece off my like jacket
Yes.
and tear it off
Yes.
not dramatically, just casually.
Yeah.
I'll be sad later. And like wrap up the dart
Okay.
safely without it touching my skin, and
Okay. You wrap it up, pull it out, pocket it.
safely,
Okay.
like it's like nestled, so it won't move.
Got it.
And then I'm gonna go for the chest because I cannot learn my lesson,
Okay.
and I want to know what's in there now.
All right.
Because
Pick
we
box.
got yeah.
Go ahead and make the roll.
We said that was.
A minute has gone by.
Ugh.
The crow is looking at you.
Just because I'm curious, do I see the guy from a window or anything like that?
No.
No?
You see some people through the windows of the inn in the tavern, but you don't see his specific location.
Do I see Amina?
No.
Do I see Ragnavaldr?
Smash cut back to you.
Oh yeah.
Amina was like calling me over, so I'm going to very awkwardly walk over to the table. Go, hi, I don't think we properly introduced myself. My name's Ragnavaldr.
That is quite a long name, but you are from the north.
It's not my full name. You can just call me Ragnar, I guess.
I am Musef Fayanub.
Musef?
Musef Fayanub.
Okay. Nice to meet you. Did you tell him your name? This is Amina.
None of us
He
can
says,
socialize.
Amina. This is great name. Amongst the Suenists, this is the name of a promised star. Do you know of the story of the Star of Amina?
It sounds familiar. Maybe like
The Suenists believe that there was a star that led the people here when they sailed across the oceans. The star brought the people to many different continents where they settled. And the star, its name was Amina.
Can I remember this from my childhood at all? Maybe like my parents told me this story.
You know this story.
Oh, okay.
That's your namesake.
Okay.
Makes sense.
What you find odd is that this man who bears no tattoos or piercings that you could see and doesn't look like a Suenist knows a lot about the Suenist.
Does his name sound like it would like?
It sort of sounds like a Suenist name, but again, like he doesn't. You find it a little bit odd. Did you make that roll?
Yeah.
What'd you get?
I got a 15.
Click.
Genuinely excited for this.
You open the lid now
Okay.
that it's unlocked.
Here's what I'm gonna do. If the chest opens this way, I'm going behind it and then opening it. I'm not putting my fingers into the lip. I'm grabbing the wood
Okay.
with my little nubbins of
That-
fingernails
that
and
is
opening it.
Brilliant.
Thank you.
So what happens is you open it and you hear and another dart shoots out. Oh, wait a minute. The door wasn't open all the way. You had it partially closed.
Yeah.
Okay. The dart shoots out and it hits the inside of the door. And again, this dart also has like this little black liquid dripping
Looks
from
the
it.
same.
Yes, very similar. Yes.
I'm gonna grab a different piece of fabric
Okay.
because we don't cross-contaminate in this household.
Right.
Wrap it up, put it on the other part of my bag,
Okay.
and I'm gonna like peer into what's in the chest. Is there a smell? Is there an odor?
No. There's a lot of gold coins. And
Okay.
to be clear, what you find kind of curious is that you haven't seen like what the minting of a coin is. These don't look like coins that were minted by any noble house in the Old Dominion. Now, to be fair, you're poor, and you have not seen a lot of You have not seen a lot of coins.
I have not.
But you don't recognize any of the mintings as like any of the noble houses from the Old Dominion.
One of two things. One, it's fake money. Two, it's older than the Old Dominion. In either way, I'm taking.
It doesn't, I want to be clear, it doesn't look old. It looks, in fact, these are the cleanest coins you've ever seen. What he does is he just takes like the robe, the kimono basically, and he like pulls it open. And you see dead center on his chest
No.
is an upside down skull with skeletal snakes descending from it. And he shows you this symbol on his chest.
Oh, I think I just threw up a little bit.
This ancestor of mine was a very bad person. He sought power, unlike any before him. The things that he did in the name of his quest for power, his lust for power, were terrible indeed.
Would you be entirely opposed if we brought up our 2 other companions to possibly gain more knowledge with all of our stories?
Not at all.
Great. Haul my ass downstairs.
I have nothing to hide.
Is he still in the room?
Yeah.
Oh, great. Okay. I didn't actually plan this far in advance.
I don't have a lot of input. I kind of get what's going on.
Tell us literally anything you know about the Horde, because you said they were very distant relatives. You must have your own stories, whether they be
My
highly
ancestor,
embellished.
the one who committed terrible things, he used Ordur as minions to achieve his objectives. I am not surprised that there are some Ordur this many centuries later who perhaps still think that he is their master or hold out some hope that he will return.
Does this person have a name?
Neshrak.
Neshrak.
Whoa! How do you spell that?
So you do know his name.
N-A-S-apostrophe-R-A-Q?
Nezrak.
Oh, man. I was,
Z, wait, what?
Nezrak. It was pronounced Neshrak.
Neshrak, okay.
You said you didn't know who the relative was.
Well, I know his name.
Hey, that makes
And
sense.
there are some very wise and learned people who would know this as well.
Yep.
And what does the symbol represent? Like, what is it? Never seen anything like it before.
He says, there is a place. It is the homeland of my people. It was once a very beautiful place. But now it is a cursed land. He says this symbol is a reference to that land.
Are there a lot of people with snakes coming out of their heads there? Or is it
No.
metaphorical?
He says it is a symbol of the place itself.
I see.
Is
It
this
is a place. It is a place called Caminos.
The K?
You said your people. By your people, you mean your family, right? I've never heard of Caminos.
He says some people think that the Suenists' home, original home, before they began to wander the world, was Caminos.
Oh.
It is a continent far from here.
Would this knowledge be at all known with maybe the elders back at my home, or any elders at all?
Hey, would
Well-
we have heard of this theory?
You two youngins have never heard of the place, this theory. You've never heard of any. As far as you know, the Suenist's home is everywhere.
Nice.
And nowhere. Everywhere and nowhere. Like, they've been everywhere, and yet they call no one place home.
Oh, I
What
enjoy
he's
it.
telling you
Is we had
is
one.
very contradictory to what you know. And you've never heard anything like that, or have you heard anything about this place?
Mr. Allan. I rolled a natural 20 to know about Caminos.
I'm a
Could I
little
know about Caminos, please?
so annoyed that you know more about this.
You don't know the name Caminos,
Okay.
but you have heard references through your readings in studies of Savak Boku of a place in myth. I want to emphasize this. In myth, called the Medusa Isle.
Name dropping.
name.
We name dropping.
Would you tell us this?
And
Alright,
in
no.
myth, the Medusa Isle is basically the place on the planet where all things mythical, good and evil, reside.
I'm gonna intentionally walk past the cart to see if anything is notably shifted. I'm not going in it. Let's think about it. I'm not going in it though.
Well, the cart's like right around back. So you walk around the back.
Yeah.
You see like there's the yard between the inn and the stables, and then his cart is there, and maybe like one other flatbed cart that somebody's is
Yeah.
parked there.
the
You notice that the black crow is perched on top of his cart.
So invested with this bird for no reason.
When you come around the corner, like it turns and like looks at you.
I'm just gonna look at it. I'm waiting for it to make the first move. I'm having a staring contest with a bird.
It blinks. You win.
I win. I say that to the bird. I just go, you blink, I won. Oh, Jesus.
It does that, and that's the effect that happens.
Yeah, probably.
Because it's dead ass night.
Yeah.
It's quiet, and then this crow just caws at you, and you're like,
So caffeinated right now.
Coloring in the.
I'm pretty sure you lost the Battle of Wills.
No, I won. It blinked first.
Nope.
I'll be like, all right, you win that round. That kind of scared me, I won't lie. Do you have a name, bird?
it taps its beak on the wood like ledge of the roof of the wagon. It taps once. You slide the two boards left and right up, and you slide the bottom one down, and you hear a click. And then you lift the bottom one up, and it's kind of a wide board. And you see a whole bunch of like leather, like
So it's just a hide?
yeah, it looks, well, I mean, again, you have moonlight right now, so you don't have any light, but you see like it looks like somebody just shoved a whole bunch of leather into this crawl space thing, into the floor of the wagon. And that's the smell. As you go to touch it now, you realize like this is not cured leather.
Oh. Is
Like-
it slimy?
Yeah.
Is there like a candle or something I could light?
Yes.
Okay. I want to look at what I just grabbed a piece of in
Okay.
better lighting before I sleep nearby it.
Okay.
Because,
You you look at it,
yeah.
and it's indeed like, you know, a skin.
Yeah.
And it looks like the skin had like writing on it, almost like tattooed. Now it doesn't have a lot of hair, the skin.
Oh, fun. Through my several years of travel, would I realize what kind of skin this is? And how human is it?
It doesn't look like animal skin. It looks like wrinkly old human skin, perhaps. And it's kind of tan. And it looks like these things were like inked on it like a tattoo. And it looks like not just pictures, but words. It looks like
You'll never guess what I wrote down.
it looks like words were tattooed on the crinkly flesh.
The second page.
You should just steal that.
Here's something outside by the windowsill.
He has returned my son! I go by the window.
I'm gonna push
Now,
Vesh.
your poor people room doesn't have an actual window. It just has the wooden shutters.
Oh,
I'm gonna push Vesh and look out the window as the bird. Is it the bird?
You open up the shutters?
Yes!
Yeah, the bird's out on the roof.
Grab it.
It's looking up at you.
Okay.
I'm bringing the bird in.
I would like to cast a spell.
Oh my god. While he's thinking of spells,
All right, you open up the wooden shutters.
No.
It
I'd like
flaps up to
to-
the windowsill, and it just perches right there and the windowsill looking at all of you.
I'm going to cast Speak with Animals. Wait, I need you three to shut up while I talk to this. Don't ask anything. Don't say anything. This is a limited time event. Okay,
not
ready?
my mom.
Ready? Go.
Go.
Who do you work for? Do you know their name?
My master is named Nilo.
Nilo.
Whoa.
Where does Nilo live?
He travels. I am fairly certain that he is not on Arakazein right now.
Why is he following Musaf?
He believes that Musaf is on track to discover ancient lost information
What is
from
your-
the time of the Demon Wars.
Why does your master want ancient lost information from the time of the Demon Wars?
My master seeks the information for similar reasons, but different outcomes.
What outcomes does he seek?
My master seeks to bring about change in events
Does your
to reawaken magic.
Does your master have any relation to the horde that has been around the Old Dominion?
No,
Uh,
he does.
Musaf?
Finup, yes.
Musaf Finup has relation. What kind of relations to the horde does he? Is he friendly with them?
He is the one who provides them with knowledge and magic.
Oh.
He
Can-
was at their encampment 3 nights ago.
Can your master see through your eyes, and do you always report back to him?
My master can see and hear through my eyes, but he cannot speak through me like he normally would. I believe that this is because he is in another place that is veiled from Arakazein.
Is Musaf a powerful mage?
Musaf is a Finup.
What is a Finup?
He is not a man.
What is it?
It is a demon.
What does this demon do specifically? Do you know?
You notice that the bird uses his beak and just knocks the candle over, and the candle goes out, and the wax, the wet wax, spills, and then he takes his beak and starts dragging it through the wax.
Is smart, I told you.
Yeah, we just had the whole conversation with it.
You
What
said
does
it
it
couldn't
say?
read.
It spells out this in wax.
That's how smart.
Jacqueline.
Jaquan?
You
There is
know.
way more letters.
Jaquan!
Jaquan.
There we go.
Is that your name?
Oh,
Oh, he's so cute. I love it.
great name.
Veshadro. You
I was kidding.
wake up,
Uh-huh.
and for some reason, the window, it's middle of the night, it's still dark.
Oh, perf.
The window, the shutters,
Yeah.
you remember closing them before going to bed. You look around, you see they're all sleeping. You see the birds in its little nest,
Yeah.
but you see a faint glow just outside of the window.
I'll keep walking then towards it. Towards the window.
Okay. It's got the wooden latch if you want to open up the shutters.
Oh my god.
It almost gives the vibe of at dawn when some light's starting to creep
Oh,
through the window.
do I think it's dawn?
That kind of vibe, but it's almost like a purplish light.
Oh sure. Well, I'm gonna crack it a little slowly,
Okay.
but I'll start to crack open the shutters
Okay, you do. You open the shutters.
very slowly.
You see a figure in gray and black cloaks with long, straight hair. He looks like a man, but he has a clean shaven face, long, dark hair. He is floating in the air outside of your second story window, and he is glowing purple. His eyes are also purple, glowing purple. And he has a scythe, like a stick with a long blade.
Grim Reaper?
And he's looking at you, but also beyond you.
Oh, of course.
And he says, Jaquan, it is time to go. And you turn, you hear the bird, you hear like, you're startled because you hear like, ah! And you turn.
Jaquan, no!
And you see the bird like start flying. You're at the window, so it's flying towards you,
Okay.
like to go out where he is.
Okay.
Do you move aside?
Gonna kind of hold the bird.
Jaquan stops on the nightstand and he looks at you.
Is that
Nalo?
Nalo? No?
He taps.
Is this why you like purple? Oh, that's
so
cool.
cute.
Okay, have fun. Fly. Wait. I thought I'm gonna point at the guy now. Like I thought you couldn't come because you were somewhere you couldn't return from.
I'm not actually here. You know that. This is just a dream.
I should not have had that tea. Yeah. No, I know this is a dream. Is this how you communicate? Can we do this again?
Maybe.
Cool.
It depends on how thick the shroud is.
Oh, that's fair. Is there anything I could do to make make it stronger? Make the connection a little easier? Like an antenna?
You don't know what that is.
I don't know.
Ah, that's fair.
It's only because Jaquan happened across you while he was keeping an eye on Finoop that I was able to suggest that he connect with you.
That's fair. Where are you?
I am in a place called Nicaea.
And you're being held
I have
against
been
your will?
searching all over the world for fragments, and my most recent effort led me to Nicaea. But there is a shroud around Nicaea, and I can't seem to travel now that I am here. So in a manner of speaking, I am trapped.
Okay.
I can still connect with Jaquan, but I cannot fully connect with him.
Okay.
And he also is limited in his form.
Is he not a bird? Is he?
No, the raven is just one of his forms, but that's not his true form.
That is really
And
cool,
he looks
sir.
beyond you and he's like, Jaquan, reveal. And you see Jaquan flap its wings and shake, and the feathers come off, and you see a small dragon with iridescent kind of like purple and black, and it sort of like looks up at you with its like dragon scales and dragon beard. Almost imagine sort of an Asian dragon.
Okay.
Where it's like longer and
With-
more serpentine than
Okay.
a European dragon.
Gotcha.
But it still has wings, but it's small, like the size of a cat.
Oh my god, that's so cute.
Wow. You are stunning. Wow.
It bows to you, and then it climbs up to the windowsill and jumps out, and it lands on top of the blunt end of the scythe. And Nilo looks at you and he says, well, if we connect again, I wish you good fortune. He says, I hope that the Finoop does not succeed. I wish I had something more wise to share with you, but alas, I am preoccupied with my own challenges.
Well, until our paths cross again.
Indeed. You should go back to sleep now.
Probably.
He snaps his fingers. And you wake up. It is dark. There's no purple glow outside. But the bird is definitely not in the room.
Picking up my scarf again. Is there anything left in the scarf?
There's a single feather.
I'm stashing that. Oh.
A single black raven feather.
I'm like keeping that as my new favorite prized possession, apparently, because.
Well, hello, and welcome to Bill Allen World. I am Wizzy, the Wizard. I'm back once again to remind you to subscribe and click on the notifications button, and also watch videos that are over there. Tune in to the next episode of whatever show you were just watching, and watch other shows featuring Bill. He made me say that because he's a narcissist. Okay, bye.